Well, the scourge of the planet is the liberal white woman. She has single-handedly destroyed much of this country's beloved history and many other countries. The liberal white woman is behind the Cracker Barrel remake. The liberal white woman is behind just about every downgrade you've ever seen happen in this country over the past 30 to 40 years. It's why a lot of people love to talk about repealing the 19th. And I gotta say, I'm kind of warming up to it every time I see one of these idiots. Well, here we have a hilarious police officer completely checkmating a woke protester, and you can actually see her brain shut down in real time. We're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. If you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. Here's a protester. White pro-Palestinian protester melts down after cop accuses her of cultural appropriation for wearing a keffiyeh scarf. Yeah, my favorite thing about these dorks who wear these clearly brand new, bought from Amazon keffiyehs is that they're just, Amazon's probably funding Israel's bombs. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Amazon's on that, whatever that famous, boycott list is. What is it called? Like the DUMB list or whatever. That's the one that all the Free Palestine dorks are always talking about boycotting. They have no real power, though. And by the way, I got no skin in the game for Palestine or Israel. I don't care. I care about America first. I don't have any Palestinian family members. I've never met a Palestinian. I don't go to Palestine. I have no connection to Palestine. 100,000 Americans died last year from opioid overdoses. Millions of Americans are homeless or underhoused. When that problem gets fixed, then I'll worry about what's going on between Israel and Palestine. I don't want to fund it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to pay for Israel's bombs to bomb brown people on our behalf. I don't want anything to do with it. So can we see, just so we're saying, I don't care about either country, all right? A pro-Palestine protester was caught in a furious meltdown after a police officer accused her of cultural appropriation. We have the video, which is great. The moment was caught on video at Union Station in D.C. amid protests reacting to a visit by Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. After being asked if her scarf was cultural appropriation, the protester reacted in shock and argued that she was trying to stop a genocide. Yeah, by what? Standing there with a bullhorn in the middle of Washington, D.C., you ain't doing anything. Here's the one way you can help stop it. Why don't you go over to Palestine and see how they treat you, white lady? See how long you last there. And if you last long enough, why don't you go be volunteer to sign up for Hamas or for their military? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you go see if they have any jobs for a woman in Palestine to fight against the oppressor? In what way? How's that scarf? You're the one who said it. The officer then pressed her on whether or not she was Palestinian. And she then clarified that, well, she wasn't, but supported the country's fight for liberation. She argued that the scarf wasn't appropriation, but appreciation for Palestinian culture. That's literally what white people will say when they do dreadlocks and stupid, or braids and some obese black woman walks up and says that they're culturally appropriating it. Look, I don't know. I'm not a historian. Certainly, black people have invented some things throughout culture. But one thing I can say they have not invented is braids or the pom-pom hair or whatever they try to cancel people for. Now, this is back in 2015, 2016 when, cancel culture was at its peak. But, the Vikings had braids. I'm pretty sure they didn't learn them from Africa, There's a lot of people that have worn braids throughout history. But this video, let's go to the actual video. She literally, this is what's so great about these dorks. He said, you're culturally appropriating. And she goes, by wearing a scarf that's trying to stop a genocide? She thinks her scarf has superpowers. Her scarf is somehow fighting Israel? Let me go back. I think there's no audio there. Let me go back here.
Appropriation. By wearing a scarf that is trying to stop a genocide.
She actually thinks standing out there, she thinks her scarf is going on the front lines. Her scarf is going to, when she goes to bed at night and she puts her scarf in her Pottery Barn dresser, it's suddenly the Mission Impossible theme song pops on and the scarf slips out of the drawer and then boards a plane and flies over to Israel and infiltrates their military and takes them on. She thinks that's what her scarf is doing. That's what she thinks her scarf is doing.
You think that's appropriating a culture? Okay.
Yeah. I love, you could just see her, you think that's appropriation? Yes, you are. You could see her melting down in real time. It's so great.
In what way? How is that appropriating Palestinian culture?
Now she's got to quick record him. She is appropriating. She's wearing their cultural garb. Okay. I don't know because I'm not an expert in sand people fashion. I don't know if the keffiyeh is specific to Palestine or if it's specific to Muslim ideology. I can't say for sure, but in general, if I see somebody wearing it, I'm like, well, they're not compatible with Western culture. That's generally what I don't think, I don't think I'm probably 100% right, but I just kind of, if I see you wearing that, I'm kind of like, all right, well, you're not compatible with the Western culture. And I just move on, keep it pushing.
How is my wearing a keffiyeh?
I love the first thing she does after he calls her out is she breaks out her cell phone because she thinks she's going to have a real moment here. Now, I can guarantee you this idiot never uploaded this video.
Appropriating Palestinian culture. You're the one who said it. You're the one who said I was appropriating Palestinian culture by wearing a keffiyeh scarf.
A keffiyeh.
I support Palestine.
Oh, wait. He said, so you're not Palestinian. He said, whoa, I support Palestinians.
Palestinians. And so I am appreciating Palestinians. And agree with How is it?
She has to call in for backup. And by the way, who's her backup? Another liberal white woman.
Given to me, in fact, by my Palestinian friends.
I don't think your Palestinian friend gave you that. She literally said, holy moly, folks. She literally did the thing. She literally did the thing. She said, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. That's what she just said. I'm not appropriating culture. A Palestinian gave this to me. I don't think so. And by the way, a keffiyeh, called by the military more commonly shamag, I don't know how to pronounce that, are incredibly commonly worn even by our own military, especially in the desert. You find them a lot in bug-out bags too, better than standard scarves and bandanas. So they aren't necessarily a Palestine thing. They've been appropriated to pretend that they're, it's a specifically Palestinian thing, it sounds like. Thanks for the education there, Graybeard.
Because I stand in solidarity against the genocide.
Oh, here's more of these same people. Look at him stopping the genocide. Oh, another keffiyeh. I mean, these people are all LARPing. They will make no change in their life. They will make no difference in their life. In fact, I've just been educated in real time that this particular keffiyeh isn't even remotely related to Palestine in general. So they're trying to say that's specifically a Palestinian thing, and it isn't even that. The second protester came to the woman's defense and agreed that the keffiyeh scarf is a sign of solidarity with the Palestinian people. The keffiyeh scarf is a traditional Arab headdress. The scarf's significance has changed over time. It was traditionally worn to identify nomadic men in historic Palestine. Wafa Gernile, a Palestinian dress expert and senior research fellow at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, previously told NPR. The scarf was worn as a political statement for the first time during 1936 during the Arab revolt in Palestine for independence from British rule. It has become popularized in recent years as a statement of solidarity and a symbol of freedom. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Your scarf is not freeing anybody in Palestine. Your scarf is not feeding any of the Palestinian children. Your scarf is not stopping Israel from bombing anybody. Your scarf is about you. In this particular case, apparently it's about the colors, not the actual keffiyeh in general. So these colors apparently are related to Palestine. But, you know, this is about, she wears this so that other people know or think that she's woke, right? She wears this for her own fame and fortune. She wears this so other woke, liberal, white women will think she's cool. And I guarantee you, it was made in China. So good luck, lady. Keep fighting the good fight. White liberal woman power, or whatever they say.